review, we break it down. From grips to weights, we wear the crown. With each perfect shot, we'll rise, we won't fall. Welcome to the channel, the best darts of all. It's more than a game, it's our passion. Keep on dancing.
Hello everyone, Keenan here from Scottish Darts channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing something a bit out of the norm, something a bit different, as I'm going to be showing you one of the many ways you can throw a flatty. So this is the setup I'm going to be using. It's a Harrow's Eric Bristol dart with a 50mm point. The point does make all the difference. And this setup at the back, we've got the carbon Cosmo stems and the Cosmo Super Kite flights. These flights seem to work best for throwing a flatty. Now for me, the best way to throw a flatty is gripping it something like this, so towards the front of the dart, and then when you're pulling back, you're aiming it towards the ceiling like so, and then throwing it like that. In my opinion, the way I've been teaching myself how to do it, it seems to work most of the time, which is ideal. So if you're a rear gripper, it may not work so much, but you see a lot of the people that throw flatties are predominantly front grippers. Your Keen Barrys, Robert Owens, Justin Pipe, who was actually more of a rear gripper, but I think he just made it work for him. But I'm going to run you through my technique. I'll show you the setup first before I run through the technique. So let's, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, crack on with the video. Right folks, in this video, as I said in the start of the video, it's also in the title, this is how I throw a flatty. It's the easiest way to do it in my opinion. So firstly, I've got a longer point. The points are a 50mm point. We've got the darts themselves, obviously it will work with the majority of the darts out in the market. And I found this setup at the back end was the best setup to use. So I've got the Cosmo carbon stems and the Cosmo Super Kite flights. Now, obviously the colours are varied when it comes to the Cosmo. I do have a video coming on the Cosmo system, so look out for that. I find the 50mm point easily alleviates the dart trying to land upwards and landing more flat, and sometimes even like this, so like a Justin Pipe for example. Now the other thing I find is that you need to throw more towards the front of the dart to achieve a flatty. So for me, I was gripping round about here when I was doing it, and it seemed to work, especially when I was pointing the point more up in the air like so. So when I was throwing, it was arching down and landing in what we would call the flatty. Now obviously the Super Kite flights are more because it's the smallest flight you can possibly get. It will also work with just a standard slim, potentially a kite, even maybe a pair. But for me, I found the Super Kite was the way forward to do that. So the best thing about having a flat dart, so say lying in the board like so, is you're opening the bed up. You can learn how to stack your darts on top of it. So it's absolutely ideal for that, rather than try to do it like this. Granted, there's still more space in the bed itself, but you're going to get a lot of deflections and a lot of bounce outs and stuff. So the flatty, ideally you're wanting landing roughly like this dart here. So what we're going to do now, folks, is I'm going to take them over to the board, explain the process, and essentially, let's just go chuck some flat darts. Right folks, so how to throw a flatty. Ideally you want the smallest flight possible, and when you're throwing your dart you want to be making sure the point's facing up the way when you throw it. Granted, I've not quite perfected the technique yet, but I've got the fundamentals, so let's see how we go. As you can see, lying nice and flat, pointing slightly down the way. Granted, it wasn't the greatest of throws, but you can see the point there, the way they're landing. Obviously this technique is ideal for stacking, so if you want to be able to stack the dart, this is an ideal technique for you. So I'm going to do a couple more and then we'll get wrapped up with this video, but we'll keep going just now. See, that's a bit too much, that's an extreme. And as I said, I've not completely perfected this way of throwing yet, but it does seem to work. Ideally with a flatty you do like to have a longer point as well, so I've got a 50mm point in these as well, which certainly helps. downside to having a flat is if you've got a dart line like this, for example, you've quite badly blocked that 20 bed. So that is the only kind of issue I have with trying to throw flatties. But again, if you want to have tight consistent grouping, more access to the 20s, and as I said, if you want to stack, throwing a flatty is probably your best way of doing it. So we'll have a couple more throws. And we'll go wrapped up. But as it stands just now, this one idea here being flat is completely ideal because you can get one in above it. You can get one to the side, either side of it, which is absolutely ideal, is what you want. Right, what we'll do now, try 3 pulls. I do find it quite difficult to actually get a decent trajectory with these, obviously being used to a standard plate. Right, we'll try the big fish, and then we'll get wrapped up. Little fish. Pull. Unfortunately not. What we're going to do now, folks, is go get wrapped up. And there we have it, folks. That was my video on how to throw a flatty, so a dart lander in a board like so, or even like so. Let me know your processes. I know a lot of people do a lot of things different. This is just the process I found the easiest to know, to learn how to do it, and it actually works for me in a way. But I'm too used to throwing at the rear, unfortunately. But let me know your processes on how to throw a flatty in the comment section down below. I mean, a lot of people are going to agree with me that the easiest way to do it is the smaller stem, smaller flight, or even a longer stem would probably work as well. I just use a shorter stem to kind of try and balance it out a wee bit. And the longer point is a must. I'd say 40 mil or above would be ideal for trying to teach yourself how to stack. But let me know your processes and how to stack a dart properly down below in the comment section. While you're there, don't forget to leave a like in the video, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. I'm going to try and do a lot more videos like this going forward. Thanks everybody for taking the time to watch this video. Stay safe out there, everybody, and of course, keep on darting.
More than a game, it's our passion. Keep on darting.